Without further ado, I'll go ahead and introduce Lori. Lori Scherer was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's and FTD in August of 2013 at the age of 55. Unable to continue a professional career, she turned her focus towards helping others through their dementia journey. Lori is on the DAA Advisory Council and the DAA Technology Group. She is a dementia mentor, a Purple Angel, and active in many support groups. On her website, Dementia Daze, and that's DEMENTIADAZE.com, Lori shares her feelings, challenges, symptoms, and adjustments in hopes of encouraging other persons with dementia and their care partners to explore ways to live beyond dementia. So welcome, Lori.
Thank you. First, I want to thank DAA for providing me with name tags so I remember who I am. It's very nice of them to do that, to remind me I'm a speaker, or I might not have shown up, and I'm on the advisory council. But for now, I'm going to take this off. Otherwise, it's going to be rattling and noise I don't handle too well. So, has this been an awesome conference or what? Is everybody enjoying it? Absolutely. It's been great. Quick show of hands. How many people here have dementia? Okay. How many are their care partners? Okay. How many from a care facility? Okay. What else do we have here?
Dementia Friendly Massachusetts.
Oh, all right. Good. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Back there.
Brain Fitness Club.
Fitness Club. I knew that one, but I forgot.
That's okay.
Education.
Education. All right, my president. Oh, I have more. Go ahead.
Community services.
Okay.
Blue County Dementia Association.
Awesome. So we have a variety of people in here. I'm going to try and help all of you as much as possible. The purpose of this session is to tell you how we with dementia and our partners have learned to cope. So most of my presentation is going to be about how we have learned strategies to cope. Hopefully, you will all walk away from here with something. If nothing else, I hope you walk away understanding that there are triggers that make our dementia worse. And it's important to identify what those triggers are. This is my husband, Roy, over there. Roy, say hi. Roy is my partner in every sense of the word. We've been friends since I was 11 years old, and he has turned even more important to me since I was diagnosed. This is my cousin Amanda. She's my backup, one of my backup care partners. So Roy and I work really, really hard to identify what the triggers are that make my dementia worse and try and come up with strategies to overcome them. In 2015, I wrote Last Night I Wept, and I want to read this to you. Last night I wept. I wept with an uncontrollable cry that consumed my throat, my heart, and my gut, wrenching from me the feelings of guilt, loss, and fear that have been inside and stripping away every ounce of my joy and hope. I wept for the loss of my plans and my dreams for life. I wept because I know I am no longer what or who I was, and I'm afraid of not being able to control the evolving me. I wept for losing my freedom to be able to get in the car and go wherever, whenever. I wept for the loss of memories that now are only photographs to me. I wept for the financial burdens this has brought us. I wept for my family and the changes that they will have to make and the challenges they will have to endure. There was no consoling me, for there was no comfort in the overwhelming grief of what was and what is to come. I wept until my shaking body gave into exhaustion and I drifted off to sleep. Dementia, whether it's Alzheimer's, FTD, LBD, it usually doesn't just happen overnight. It slowly robs us of our past, our present, and our future. Bit by bit, taking away the person we were, as it slowly eats away our brain. Dementia has robbed me of the ability to have a career, entertain large groups. We had a pool, we had a lot of large groups. Enjoy parties, drive to see my friends and relatives, or even keep up with all my household tasks. When I wrote that, I thought it would have been so much easier if I didn't know what was happening to me. I thought if I didn't know the transition period, it would have been easier. It's difficult to see myself becoming less responsive and more dependent. It hurts. It bites. It's frustrating when confusion takes over my ability to reason, think, comprehend, and communicate. I'm still Laurie. However, I know by the way people treat me and by the way I react, I'm different. I'm changing. And at times, I'm afraid. Over the past few years, I've learned that knowing what's happening to me has actually become my blessing. It affords me an opportunity to help many other people that feel like I did when I wrote last night at night. It also affords my husband Roy and I an opportunity to improve our tomorrows by modifying our todays. In many, many cases, there's something that triggers dementia, a dementia reaction. It'd be so easy to give up and say, I can't do that anymore. But I don't want to live my life giving up. As Roy and I work hard to identify the obstacles that cause our challenges and figure out what adjustments we can make to get around the barriers, we don't automatically accept that I can't do anything anymore. Instead, we try to figure out how I can do it. Now, adjusting to overcome obstacles is a very time-consuming and sometimes very frustrating process, but often it can have a tremendous return. It takes work. In order to overcome an obstacle, you first have to identify what the obstacle is. Roy and I have a process that we work through to help us figure out what triggered my dementia. And you may have a handout on this. It looks something like this. First, Roy, and if not, where are the handouts? They're on the internet somewhere?
And online.
They're online. All the handouts from the sessions are online as well. Pardon me. First, I bet that hurt your ears, didn't it? Roy tries to observe what I was doing prior to the start of my confusion, disorientation, or emotional meltdown. Second, when I'm able, we go to our designated quiet spot. In our case, it's our hot tub, which is really nice. But if you don't have one of those, it could be a closet, or a room, or a spot outside. We discuss what happened, what he observed, and how I felt. 3, we try to determine what started the confusion. Was there a specific trigger, a conversation that upset me, an event, or an emotion? 4, then we try to think, what adjustments could we make to improve that situation? To quote Winnie the Pooh, make it over, think it under. I like Winnie the Pooh, and that's a good phrase. 5, we test our theory. We test, and sometimes we have to go back and start the process all over again. Number 6, we share our success with others. Hopefully things that we've learned to deal with are going to help other people, such as you. So we try and share them. Some of the adjustments that we've made are so simple and actually so convenient that some of our friends and relatives that don't have dementia have actually put them into play, or asked me to put them into play for them. On a crisp spring day, I washed all the sheets and hung them out on the line. The smell of spring, the aroma, filled the bedrooms. I was singing and celebrating how well the day had gone, how much I had gotten done. I got so much accomplished. Woo, go. I made the king-size bed. Well, great, still singing and dancing. I went in to make the smaller, the queen size bed, which also lifts up, so it's as easy as pie to make. Wham! I could not make that bed. It didn't matter which way I turned those sheets, the top or the bottom sheet, I couldn't make it. I couldn't figure out how those sheets went on the bed. Suddenly, my beautiful spring day turned into a tornado. Before long, I was in a Dementia Daze meltdown, which is not a pretty place. I feared no longer being able to make my beds. Is this something else I can't handle? Following day, Roy and I began our process. Couldn't find an obstacle, but I could still make that king-size bed, even though it pulls my muscles really bad. I could still do that. A few weeks later, same thing, beautiful day, wanted that smell, brought the sheets in, make the king size, I could not make queen size. Once again, Roy and I went through our process. Suddenly we figured it out. Stripes. Stripes. The queen size bed had solid sheets. The king size bed had stripes. It did not matter what I did with those sheets. My head would not understand how to put those together. My brain just could not process the direction. The obstacle was stripes. I could still make the bed. Next step, make adjustments to overcome the obstacle. Well, financially buying new sheets, I don't know how many of you are on disability. It's not going to happen. Our solution, I sewed a tag on the bottom of each sheet. And I did blankets as well. And then I labeled them, king, queen. When I go to make the bed, I put the sheet on the bottom, middle of the bed, or I put the tag on the bottom, middle of the bed. It's all lined up. It's perfect. I don't have to worry about whether or not it's in the center. And then I also marked them king or queen. So when I go to take them out of the closet, I'm not trying to make the king size bed with the queen size sheet because I have them already labeled. So far, it's working great. Grocery shopping was a real struggle for me. Since noise is always an issue that causes confusion, I was already using my earplugs. Pardon me, but I was struggling. I was forgetting items that I needed and buying things that I didn't need. For example, obsession seems to be a big part of dementia. As I'm sure you know, we say things many times and don't realize we did, because we get that thought stuck in our head and we keep repeating it. Or, in my case, I bought things many times that I thought I needed. One day, Roy called me and said, "Do you need anything from the grocery store?" I said, "Yeah. I need some butter and green beans." He returned home to find that I had 36 cans of green beans, 9 pounds of butter, and it's just he and I at home, by the way, 5 bags of Hershey Kisses, and 28 cans of beef broth. I couldn't figure out why my pantry was so full. Forgetting or adding things was not my only challenge. I had a tendency to walk away with somebody else's cart, or put my purse on the shelf, and then I was stuck. When I checked out, I was forgetting to use my coupons or my store card. The amount of confusion and noise in any store often causes severe mental fatigue. It's too much to process. We can't handle it. Returning home with a load of groceries and needing to put them away was often extremely overwhelming. At times I couldn't remember where they went. For example, the eggs and the oranges did not do well in the freezer. Don't try it. I'm still trying to locate the basil that I'm sure, based on the receipt that I bought a few months ago. And then after mixing a bag of flour in with the canister of confectioner sugar, we kind of realized we needed to come up with some strategies. So once again, we put our heads together to find out how to make grocery shopping easier. First off, everything I need goes on my iPhone. Everything. Roy and I share an app, so he can double check me. When I go to the store, if it's on sale, or even when I go, I know I need more butter now, 9 pounds is not enough. I don't buy it. I stick to what's on the iPhone. And sometimes that's really hard because sometimes there's a good sale. But everything goes on the iPhone. Then what we did, a simple stroller hook has saved me from losing my purse and walking off with somebody else's bag. So far, I'm the only one in my giant that has a stroller hook hanging on their cart. What I do, when I get to the grocery store, I hook my grocery bag and my purse right on the handle. And there it is. Everything's nice and convenient. The other thing I do, I have this clip, and I don't have a baby, so I take my coupons, my grocery list, and my credit card are all in a plastic. I hook them right onto the baby seat. So I have my grocery list right in front of me. So far, that I know of, I have not left the grocery store without paying. And since my credit card is there too, I think I've been pretty good. And they know me at my giant, so if I had tried to leave without paying, I think they would have stopped me. Another thing I do, in order to keep from mixing the flour and the confectioner sugar, I take with me 1 or 2 cooler bags. When I get to the grocery store, I put them right in my cart. Everything perishable goes right in here. When I get home, I only have to worry about what's in these bags. Anything else, Roy or I can we'll put away later. So I'm going from all my groceries to 1 or 2 bags of the frozen or perishable stuff. These things have helped me to be able to still stay a lot more independent. Losing my keys. Well, I think everybody loses their keys at some point or another, right? Especially if you have multiple drivers in your house. Teenagers, yeah, babies. Well, for me, the problem was I not only lost my keys, I always put them in my safe place, which included behind the toilet, hanging in the closet, and in the freezer. I've got a thing for the freezer, okay? So now trying to find your keys when you have safe places, which include behind the toilet. Who looks behind the toilet for your keys, really? Has anybody ever looked behind the toilet for your keys? No. Okay. My safe place included in with the cleaning supplies. So when I lose my keys, I lose my keys. Came up with a solution for that too. Best way to never lose my keys is to never leave my keys. And my keys never leave my purse. I always carry a bright colored purse, even in the winter, so that it doesn't get lost. It's easy to see. My keys are attached here, long enough to reach the door. They never come off my purse, never. Since we started doing that, I have not yet lost my keys. To lose my keys, I'd have to lose my purse, and I've gone from carrying little ones like this to ones like this, basically so that I don't lose them. Perhaps the biggest challenge Roy and I have ever faced boiled down to routine. We have found that maintaining a morning and an evening routine is essential. With dementia, a routine can help establish an automatic reaction and reduces some of that think work that's required during periods of confusion. Periods of confusion and meltdowns in the evening were increasing. I worried and fretted that something was wrong. I couldn't sleep. There was something I hadn't done and was supposed to do, and what was it, and why can't I sleep, and what didn't I get done? There was something I had to do today. One night, Roy started going into bed, and I went around, turned off the lights, and locked in the doors. Our kitchen has a dual switch. You can turn it on at that end or that end. Unfortunately, what that means is down is not always off. If the light is turned off at the other end, it's no longer off. Went into the kitchen, to the door I usually use, and went to turn off the light. It was already off. That me. down. Why won't the light turn on? Something must be wrong. Maybe something's wrong with the electricity. Maybe something's wrong with the light. Well, I went into a total meltdown, and that was one of the worst meltdowns I've ever had to do with a dual switch. My head could not figure out why that light would not turn off. My brain couldn't grasp the concept of a dual switch. I went into a dementia daze, which is what I call it, D-A-Z-E, dementia daze, a place of confusion and disorientation, and it actually lasted quite a few days. I was so concerned about what was wrong. A few days later, I figured it out. The switch. Now, every night, when we're getting ready for bed, we follow the exact same routine. While I take the dogs out, my wonderful husband goes and makes sure every lock is in the same position every night, every light switch is in the same position. Give him a hand. He makes sure the curtains are open, so I go around and do every single thing the exact same way every time. This has made such a huge difference in, number one, our sleep, because when I get confused, he doesn't sleep, neither do I. It's made such a huge difference in our sleep and in my total confusion and dementia meltdowns. Traveling can cause some concerns. Not in general, but also when you've got dementia, it can really cause some concerns. My tips for when you travel: plan ahead as much as possible. Use TSA and the airlines. They're generally very, very understanding with people that are listed with cognitive impairment. Pack your clothes together. I'm going to show you my system. Yeah, this. My system. The way I do it, I get one of these, and I do it pants, shirt, because generally people wear the same pair of pants, different outfits. Pants, shirt, and I didn't bring it on purpose, but I usually hang my undergarments and stuff. Yeah, I left them up in the room, okay? But I hang them in a little bag on the bottom here. When I get to the hotel, first thing I do is match them up, hang it in my closet. This way, when I get up in the morning, I need to decide which shirt and which pants. I make sure the undergarments match, so I didn't wear my black underwear when I wore this, or the pink polka dot ones either. So I make sure that the undergarments match, and that everything's fine. This has eliminated so much confusion for me when we travel. We figured this out after we had been on a trip where I got up in the morning and had a bad time. I found I couldn't be in a suitcase, and I couldn't have my stuff in a drawer, and we figured this out after a meltdown on one of our trips. I knew it was going to fall apart. Go early and get adjusted to your surroundings. For people with dementia, getting there early is, if you get there like right before the conference or right before whatever you're doing, it's like wham! All these people, all these things. And Dementia Action Alliance has even encouraged us all to get here early because they understand that. Find a quiet spot. Even when I'm away with my family, which there's 6 of us, so when my family gets together, it's, right away 14 people. I need to find a place I can escape, because the noise, the confusion, the conversation such as that can really get to you. Write down your room number. Has anybody had an issue with this yet? I haven't had an issue this time, but when I was at the FTD conference, I could not find my room. I could not remember the room number. I didn't know which floor it was on. Now what I do is I write down the floor and the number, and I put it on my iPhone, which is with me at all times. Relax and have fun. No, I think one of the things Roy and I have learned so much over the past 3 years, you've got to live in the moment. You've got to enjoy every moment that you can. Although I was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's and FTD, which is frontotemporal dementia or degeneration, the neurologist at a major neurological hospital in Philadelphia put me on Daze. The first 6 months, my confusion increased so rapidly. I went downhill so fast and my abilities decreased so quickly. We really thought within a year I'd be in full-time care. I couldn't think, I couldn't comprehend, I couldn't get dressed. Well, then we started researching it and we found that Daze actually enhances FTD symptoms. Although I had side effects, because that day I went cold turkey off it, and that's never good on medications, don't go cold turkey. I did have some bad effects from going cold turkey, but after a couple months, I began to get back some of my cognitive ability. Had I stayed on the donepezil, I would not be here today. This experience led us to understand that the doctors are not always the go-to person. We began to research and look for answers. Was there hope? Could any drug really slow down the process? We found that in spite of what 4 doctors had told me, I was not the only person in the United States under 65 living with dementia. We found many communities on the internet with many people under 65, and you've met a lot of them in this conference, who had a passion for living beyond dementia and helping others by sharing their experiences. I had the privilege of selling mobility vans and disability equipment. This included the wheelchair vans. During that time, I became so inspired by some of my customers who had lost their limbs or become partially paralyzed, and yet they forged on. They had a drive and even a passion to take each challenge head on and learn how to adjust to improve their lives. Some knew their disease was fatal, but they kept trying. Oh yes, there were many who crawled into a shell and went, woe is me, look at my life, how sad is my life. We look at dementia the same way. Just as with physical disabilities, we need to learn to make adjustments for our cognitive impairment, just as those with physical disabilities. As with my clients, nobody is the same. An adjustment that works for me may not work for Susan. However, with continuous observation and adjustments, we can't make the disease go away. We can't slow it down. But I truly believe by finding the triggers that aggravate the symptoms, we can make adjustments to live a longer and happier life. The first wheelchair van was designed by Ralph Braun. Ralph was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy and was never able to walk. Doctors told his parents he'll never be independent. At a young age, he set his mind to engineering the first battery-powered scooter. He still had his arms. From there, he designed the first wheelchair lift and installed it in an old postal jeep. Necessity is the mother of invention, and Ralph's physical limitations only served to fuel his determination to live independently and prove to society that people with physical disabilities can participate and live an active life. What started as a personal drive to be independent launched the mobility movement and evolved into the leading manufacturer of mobility products in the world. It also made him an extremely wealthy man. Although it took many years, our society has begun to accept physical disabilities. We, and their government, also accept our obligation to invest time and money into finding ways to adapt to the challenges of a variety of physical disabilities, including Braille and drive-up ATMs. I am thrilled to see the number of aids now available to provide people with physical disabilities a chance to live a much more independent life. I know there's much more equipment that they need. However, that need is just as great for those of us with cognitive impairments. Society generally has not learned to accept people with dementia. We have not learned to provide money or government funding or educate businesses like we did with ADA movement. We have not learned to educate companies and professionals on dementia. There are some adaptive tools, but not many. There is currently no cognitive impairment adaptability movement, maybe because it's too long. And in fact, generally, we're given no hope of living a beneficial life. In fact, we're given no hope of living. At the time, many of us are diagnosed. Many of us. We receive, and I think you've heard a lot of this during the seminar, we receive words like, get your affairs in order and go see an elderly care attorney. We're given no hope of adapting to any of the symptoms that we will go through. If anything, we're handed a brochure from the Alzheimer's Association and told, call them. When I gave my neurologist a list of websites, Facebook groups, chat groups, dementia mentor programs, and I said, I was so happy I was going on a clear, good day, first time I had seen her on a good day, and I said, please, he said, have helped me so much. She handed it back to me and she said, the Alzheimer's Association is all they need. Once again, there is no hope. We are a generation of technology. As early as age 2, maybe younger now, children are starting to use computer programs. Our world is digital and computerized, and yet doctors continue to test on an analog clock. And they find it difficult to believe that people with dementia can handle technology as part of their normal life. I programmed computers part of my life. I didn't answer invitations. For many of us, it's more difficult to write by hand. It's more faith work to write by hand than it is to work on a computer. And yet doctors don't understand that why we can work on a computer. We as people living in the dementia world need to start finding more ways to adjust and start building our adaptive equipment. As groups of us come together to advocate for better life and less stigma, we need a few Ralph Brauns who say, I have to do this for myself. I have to do this. We need a cognitive impairment adaptability movement that uses technology to enhance our lives and allow us to live more independently. The DAA Technology Group is working to identify, test, and perhaps invent more dementia-friendly technology and adaptive aids. DAA and many other groups are working to offer tips, such as some you've seen today, for living a better life with dementia. Together, by sharing strategies, we can improve the quality of our life with dementia. I want you to imagine for a moment a line of clothing like Dranimals. Everybody remember Dranimals? Okay, good, I'm not aging myself here. A list of clothing where you get up in the morning. Now, Dranimals was designed so that children could learn to be more independent and pick out what they wanted. So they would go to the closet or the drawer. Everything went together. Everything coordinated. Imagine if you could get up in the morning, have that picture, get up in the morning and everything, it didn't matter what you picked out, it went together. There are so many things that could make our life run smoother. And hopefully, we can make some of these dreams become a reality. For now, there's still many ways that we can compensate to avoid the dementia zone and the dementia days. Here's some of our tips. And this one you do have handouts on, because it was this big in the little one, so I had to print it. 1, maintain as much of a routine as possible. Has anybody gotten the idea that I think that's important yet? Okay. Especially in the morning and evening. We make a list of routine tasks. Scrub your teeth, brush your hair, etc. And I check them off. Why? Do I need to do that now? No. Will the day come that I will need that? Probably. So by maintaining that routine now and in the same pattern, it's becoming a habit. 2, identify the things that cause agitation. As I said, many times there is something that triggers the dementia symptoms, causing agitation or confusion. So take time to observe what the surroundings were, what the events were prior to the agitation, and try to identify what may have caused it. For example, was there a lot of noise? Noise impacts many of us. That's why DA has headset. Someone donated some earplugs. Noise is very hard on us. Was there an argument or something emotional? Did the surroundings change? 3, embrace and encourage abilities. Don't focus on the inabilities. It'd be so easy for me to say, I can't. To look back on the things that I am no longer able to do. I can't do math anymore. I can't write a check. Numbers have become foreign to me. It'd be so easy to focus on, I was a banker for 18 years and I can't write a daggone check. Like the sets of lights on a Christmas tree, our bulbs flicker off and on. There's times I can play my guitar. There's times I pick it up and I'm like, it's foreign to me. Does that hurt? Does that make me sad? Yeah, it does. But yet, I'm able to speak to you today. So you have to focus on the positive and on the abilities you have at the moment. 4, engage in activities. It is so much easier to sit in a shell, to go poor me, than it is to stay active. But as with anyone, our brains need to be stimulated and challenged. In advanced stages, that might be as easy as sorting buttons by colors, but they need to be active. 5, stay as independent as possible. The more independence you give up, the more dependent you will become. There will be moments when you need guidance. There's moments when Roy has to help me make a bed, for example. But I stay as independent as I can. A hard day for me was the day I had to add this to my... Yeah. But I'll tell you what, after my 5th fall and the stitches that went right across here and the broken glasses, I decided, okay, my grandmother always said pride must abide. Yeah, after the 5th set of stitches, I kind of gave up. Do I need all the time? No. When I'm with large crowds, I need this because I think I'm walking like this and I'm walking like this and I can't afford more stitches. So, although I try to stay as independent as I possibly can, there are times I need aids. There are times I need guidance. 6, maintain social activity. This is important for care partners as well as people with dementia. The internet has a number of social groups for care partners and people living with dementia. Video chats, forums, mentor programs are just wonderful ways to help you deal with dementia. 7, interact the same as you did prior to the diagnosis. Although dementia may rob us of many of our abilities and our memories, it doesn't take away our feelings or our intelligence. Even when a person is living in the past, they generally are living as an adult. Maybe an adult from 50 years ago, but they are living as an adult. They should be treated as an adult. 8, communicate visibly as well as audibly as much as possible. Dementia slows down our processing time. It takes us longer to hear and process what's been said. We use video chats whenever we can. There's Zoom, Skype, FaceTime. I'm sure y'all know of many others. Being able to see you helps me process better what you've said. Write down tasks. Write it down. Rather than say, well, you need to do this. Write it down. If I see it, I'm going to retain it more. When I go to a restaurant, I ask them, please give me a list of the specials. It's hard enough for me to make a decision as it is. You give me special number 1, by the time you're at number 2, I have definitely forgotten what special number 1 was. So I asked for it in writing. Understand, dementia does not make a person hearing impaired. In some cases, our hearing becomes stronger, along with a lot of our other senses. So I carry earplugs, and again, my little key thing comes in real handy. Anybody recognize that? Those are my earplugs right there. They go everywhere with me. When I get to a store of any kind or to a restaurant, first thing I do is pop in my earplugs. Because I can't filter noise. So right now I'm hearing this and that light back there on the same venue. I can't break it down. So therefore, if you go someplace that has a lot of noise, imagine what that's doing to your head. We go to Walmart, and I can tell you the conversation of two people on both sides, even though I have my earplugs in. 10. To me, restaurants became noisy and confusing. The noise of dishes clanging, the silverware clanging, multiple conversations was so overwhelming, I couldn't eat. We generally didn't stay. You know what, Roy and I realized we can still go to restaurants. We go during off hours when there's very few people. I wear my earplugs and always sit away from the kitchen. Take lots of pictures, review them often. I had my laptop, but then they said I couldn't use it, so I currently have 13,800 and some pictures on my laptop. I review them at least once a week. When possible, talk about them with other people. Show them to people. Talk to them about them. Why? Because the more you look at them and talk about them, first off, the happier your memories are, because don't ever take pictures of bad memories. No, don't do that. Just go there. The more happy you're going to feel, and also the more it helps you to remember that event. Number 12, get involved. And again, people with dementia and care partners, get involved. Helping others is the best way to help yourself. Best thing I ever did was become a dementia mentor and get involved with other people on dementia chats. Why? I had a full-time career. I was working 60, 70 hours a week. Suddenly I'm sitting at home and I'm going, well, you know, I always wanted to clean out that closet. All right, that's done. Yeah, I feel real good that I finally got to clean out that closet. You feel useless. You feel like you've made no process. By helping others, you feel like you have a purpose. You have a reason to go and keep living. Number 13, start every day with gratitude. Every day I say, okay, I count my blessing. Every single day. A positive morning can help reduce some of your stress as it comes along. It's so easy to accept that a task can no longer be done. It's so easy to give up. I challenge you, take time, look for the obstacles that may be causing the confusion or the decline in behavior. There's not always going to be an answer. There's not always going to be an adjustment. I wanted my hair cut before I came. I can drive to the hairdresser. I can't drive home because the blow dryers, the people, blah, 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 the heels on the wooden floor, I probably wouldn't make it home. I couldn't find anybody to take me. So there's not always going to be an answer. You know what? Sometimes there is. And sometimes that answer is as simple as striped sheets. What questions can I answer for anybody?
White noise, do you use that as like a therapeutic thing to help you calm down, or is that kind of a distractor for you?
I think it's a distractor for me. I use my headphones and music a lot. If I feel I'm going down, or if they feel I'm going down, it's my music, not somebody else's, my music that I like. And I actually have 3 different venues of music that I use depending on where I'm at. Music definitely is a common point for me. and my rocking chair. I need that motion of just a slow rock. Also seems to help me pull myself out.